Hey everyone, I'm going to guide you through how to apply the smoky eye today. I'm going to show you some different tips and techniques, what looks a little bit better on certain eye shapes, and I'm going to be using all Sigma brushes today. So stay tuned and I hope you enjoy it. I'm going to start by just filling my brows in lightly using the small angled brush and the MAC shadow and copper plate. Since there will be more focus on the eyes, for smoky eyes you want to make sure your brows are at least well groomed. So you don't have to fill them in too dark, you still want your eyes to stand out the most. I just like for them to look more defined and even since I have some sparse areas. Okay, next I'm going to apply Urban Decay Primer Potion all over my lids and underneath my lower lash line. And this is just going to help keep your eye makeup in place. So just smooth that out and pat that in. I'm going to start by applying this shadow in Naked, and it's just like a matte, soft brown. There's no shimmer in it whatsoever. And I'm using this blending brush, applying this all over the lid. And it's okay to go even a little bit higher because this is going to be our soft transitioning color. You can pat the shadow on first and then just lightly blend it up. I'm going to grab this short shader brush and go into that same Naked shade. You really could use any shadow that's like matte like this, that's just a tad bit darker than your skin tone. It doesn't have to be this shadow. And then I'm just going to apply this underneath my lower lash line, about 2/3 of the way in. Now using that same brush, I'm going to go with my dark shade. You could use a black, but I'm going to use this like dark brown color here instead, and that's just Urban Decay's Dark Horse. And it's just going to look less harsh than black, but you can use black, just use it in small quantities. Don't go overboard with it. So I just patted some of the shadow onto the brush. Make sure to tap off any excess because you don't want it falling underneath your eyes. And then I'm going to start by just dabbing this into my upper lash line. If you have hooded lids, monolids, single lids, where you wouldn't be able to see it if you only patted it in your lash line like that, then bring it up high enough so that when you open your eyes you can actually see it. I'm going to bring mine a little bit higher so that it even folds across my crease like this because I have a really small one. But if you have a larger lid space, just keep it to your lash line like this. Just line it across like this. And just deepen that, but I am going to go all across because I find that it suits my eyes better. And what you can do to blend out the edges is just wipe down the brush and then just softly pat at the edges, and that's going to softly blend out the edges. As you can see, I'm just softly dabbing at the edges here. But if you find that to be too harsh, you could always use a blending brush and then just go across the edges and soften that up. The stiffer the brush is, the more like give it has, the better it'll blend. If it's too flimsy and if the bristles are too splayed out, then it's not going to soften up the edges as much. Okay, so you should have something that looks like this so far. It might look a little dark and scary, but we're getting there. For some eye shapes, you might want some more darkness and definition on the outer corner right here. So I'm going to use black to do that, but very, very lightly. Like I'm only going to slightly tap it into this black shadow, like very slightly, just a slight dab, like that. And then I'm going to pat this onto the outer corner and then just blend it in. Just slightly blend it inwards, and then you can even bring it on upwards if this flatters your eye shape. I'm going to do the same on the other side. Just like pat it out here first and then blend it in. Soften it up. Key to smoky eyes is to just keep blending, but try to focus your blending instead of blending it all over the place so that it gives it a more neat and polished look. If you find that it's just starting to get a little too dark for you, you could always apply some kind of shimmer or a lighter color around this area or on your lid to brighten it up. I tend to like it a little bit darker because I like that style, so I'm not going to go with too light of a color. I'm going to go into Half Baked instead, which is more like a bronze color. But you could always go with like a champagne color like this one, or even a pale gold, anything like that. And then I'm simply just going to pat this right on the center part of my lid. I took some of that same bronze color at the tip of the brush, and then I'm just going to lightly apply it right underneath my lower lash line. Just at the center, just like I did with my upper lash line. I'm just going to use a slight bit of dark course on that short shader brush, and then I'm just going to lightly dab it on the outer half of my lower lash line. Just like that. Okay, now you want to go in with your highlight color. So I'm just going to take this large brush right here. Since this one is a little bit shimmery, I'm just going to lightly dust it on my brow bone. But you just want to apply that and then softly like bring it down into the brownish shade right here, so it helps blend everything out even further. Since it's such a big brush, it really helps with the blending. I'm going to grab this pencil brush and then go into that light shade as well, just at the tip. Apply this onto the inner corner, and this is going to help brighten up your eyes since you have a lot of darkness going on. Okay, lastly, eyeliner. For the true smoky eye look, I would go with either a pencil liner or a gel liner. I'm going to be using this face front one, and this one is in Black Jacks. It's really, really matte, which is why I like it, because it looks extra dark. So I'm going to go back using that small angled brush that I used on my brows earlier. I just wiped it down. Start on your outer half first. Make sure to really work it into your lash line. And then work your way in. Whatever is remaining on the brush, you can lightly smudge into your lower lash line if you want more definition. Okay, last but not least, the lashes. I'm going to curl my lashes. If you're someone with smaller eyes and you want that like dolly-eyed effect, I would go with lashes like this one, where it kind of like has that curved shape instead of one that flares out at the end, like it gets shorter and then gets longer at the end. Go for something that has more of this curved like shape where the lashes are a little bit longer in the center, because that's going to really help lift your eyes. And then also go for one that has like this piecier look, because it's going to make it look less heavy on your eyes, so that it really helps lift it up. Because if you go with something too like thick and heavy, that could kind of make your eyes look smaller too. So I decided I'm going to go with these, and they are a bit longer. So with longer lashes, you could even go a little bit higher with your dark shadow, because it's just going to help balance it all out. But I'm going to apply these and then I'll be right back. Once you have your lashes on, especially if they are longer like this, you'll notice that your smoky eyes won't even look as dark anymore. So you definitely have the option of deepening up the outer edge here. Instead of the black, I'm just going to use the dark horse right here. And then I'm just going to shade it right here on the outer corner of the eye. And then just soften up the edges this way. Once you're done with that, you want to apply mascara. So here we are with the completed look. Once again, you don't have to go this dark and dramatic with it. I just wanted to show you that there are so many different options, so many different things you can do with the smoky eye, and you also could use different colors. Have fun with it. So I really do hope that you found this helpful. There will be an upcoming Sigma giveaway, a corresponding one with this sponsored Sigma video, like I've mentioned before, so stay tuned for that if you're interested. And that's it. Thank you so much for watching, and you have a great one. Bye.